The Christian Democratic People's Party of Switzerland (PCD) is a Christian democratic political party in Switzerland. It is the fourth largest party in the National Council, with 28 seats, and the largest in the Council of States, with 13 seats. It has one seat, that of Doris Leuthard, on the Swiss Federal Council. The party was founded as the Catholic Conservative Party in 1912. The party peaked in the 1950s, having 3 members of the Federal Council before agreeing to the magic formula. It adopted its current name in 1970. From 1979 to 2003, the party's vote declined, mostly in the favor of the Swiss People's Party, and the party was reduced to 1 federal councillor at the 2003 election. The party sits in the center-to-center right of the political spectrum, advocating Christian democracy, the social market economy, and moderate social conservatism. The party is strongest in Catholic rural areas, particularly central Switzerland and Valais. History. In 1912, the Catholic Conservative Party of Switzerland was founded. From 1919 on, the party occupied 2 out of the 7 seats in the cabinet. Aided by the political climate of the post-war period, the party experienced its peak in the 1950s. It was represented by the biggest parliamentary delegation in the National Assembly, and from 1954 to 1958 the party occupied 3 out of 7 seats in the cabinet. Nonetheless, the party had to relinquish the 3rd seat in favor of the magic formula, which was introduced to the cabinet in 1959. In 1957 it changed its name to the Conservative Christian Social People's Party and to its current name in 1970. In the ensuing decades, the Catholic voter base dissolved somewhat. The reduction of the voter base, in addition to less cohesion among politicians in the party, led to 6 successive losses in federal elections after 1980. Beginning in the 1990s, conservative voters from former strongholds of the CVP switched to vote for the right-wing populist Swiss People's Party. Due to that voter switch and the resultant 2003 national elections to the National Assembly, the party lost the 2nd seat in the governing Federal Council, retaining only 1 of the 7 seats. Party platform. In its party platform, the CVP describes itself as a centrist party. The CVP fosters a social market economy in which a balance is struck between economic liberalism and social justice. The expansion of the party in the Protestant-dominated cantons, in which the CVP upholds rather centrist policies, stands in contrast to the traditional role of the CVP as the leading party in rather Catholic-dominated cantons of central Switzerland, and the cantons of Valais. The electorate is mostly socially conservative. The CVP has 3 main policies in the political center. The CVP upholds the social market economy. It supports exporting industries, more spending on education, research and development. It also aims at combating the black market and tax evasion. In order to increase efficiency and incentives, the CVP calls for the reduction and streamlining of bureaucratic procedures and government agencies, low taxation for family enterprises and those who offer vocational education and internships. The CVP calls for equal wages and job opportunities for both men and women. The CVP calls for flexible working times, child care, and affordable housing. The CVP aims at ensuring social security. The CVP calls for reforms of the social security system by raising taxes on demerit goods to generate more revenues for the pension funds. The retirement age of 65 should also be upheld. The public health care system shall be streamlined by a reduction of waiting times of medical procedures in order to ensure equitable services. The CVP also promotes workfare as the primary means to combat unemployment. Popular support. Following continuing losses in the federal parliamentary elections until 2003, in December 2003, the party lost one of its 2 seats in the 4-party coalition government, the Swiss Federal Council, to the Swiss People's Party. The CVP holds roughly 12% of the popular vote. After the national election in late 2003, it held 28 seats in the Swiss National Council, 15 in the Council of States and 1 out of 7 seats in the Swiss Federal Council. In 2005, it held 20.7% of the seats in the Swiss cantonal governments and 16.7% in the Swiss cantonal parliaments. At the last legislative national elections, the 22nd of October 2007, the party won 14.6% of the popular vote and 31 out of 200 seats in the National Council lower house. This was a gain of 3 seats, ending the long-term decline of the party, and it was the only one of the 4 largest parties besides the Swiss People's Party to gain votes and seats in the Federal Assembly. The CVP formerly sat in a bloc in the Christian Democrats (EPP) GLP group, along with the Evangelical People's Party and Green Liberal Party. Party strength over time. Percentage of the total vote for Christian Democratic People's Party in federal elections 1971-2015 indicates that the party was not on the ballot in this canton. 2 be part of the canton of Bern until 1979. Presidents: 1986 to 1992 Eva Segmuller, Street, Gallen; 1992 to 1994 Carlo Schmid, Appenzell Innerrhoden; 1994 to 1997 Anton Kotja, Fribourg; 1997 to 2001 Adalbert Dürer, Obwalden; 2001 to 2004 Philipp Stahlen, Thurgau; 2004 to 2006 Doris Leuthard, Aargau; from 2006 Christoph Darbele, Valais.